I'm life and business coach Samantha Sifring, and this is the Online Business Building Mamas podcast, where you learn how to build a wildly successful business from home while raising kids. Hello, mamas. Welcome to another episode of the podcast. How are you all doing? I hope that you are amazing. So today, the day that this podcast is coming out, and you will be listening to it, if you listen to it live on the day it comes out, I am going to be headed to a hotel with one friend, and we are going to be doing a virtual version of our mastermind with my coach. And I am so excited to see how the virtual event is going to go. I really already know that I'm going to get everything that I want from it because that is my commitment to my investments, that I get what I want to from them. But I'm really looking forward to both a luxury weekend with my friend and also really getting to see what a premium virtual event is going to look like. So I'm going to be enjoying that for the rest of this week after you hear that. And I am sure that you're going to hear the fire in my voice after I'm back from Mastermind, because that is always what seems to happen after I have some time with my coach, really diving into my business. All right, let's get into today's topic. This is such a good one. This is something that's really been on my mind a lot lately. It's something that I've been working on with a lot of my clients, both in my mastermind and in Mama to CEO. So I think that this one is going to be super helpful to all of you. If you've been in the online business world for very long, you have probably heard about funnels. And whether you know what they are, whether you think you have one or not, this episode is going to be perfect for you. I work on funnel development with every single one of my clients, even though probably a lot of them are going to hear this and be like, oh no, I don't have that. Once you learn from this episode how I define a funnel, how I think of a funnel, you absolutely have one. So this applies to everyone, from those who are just starting a business to those who are scaling to multiple six figures, as well as every single type of business that I work with. So web developers, copywriters, coaches, virtual assistants, graphic designers, everything in between. This week, I'm sharing my philosophy on funnels, why everyone needs one, which is not what you think. My perspective is really unusual and unique, I think. How to have one without any technology and how to use yours to 10x, like multiply by 10, your financial results in your business. So first, let's talk about this. What even are funnels? If you've heard about funnels, you've probably also heard about fancy technology services that you can buy. You've heard about freebies and opt-ins, email lists, landing pages, tripwires, low-cost offers, and probably even more. And you might be really confused when you hear some of these words and feeling like you need to understand all of that stuff to have a successful business. Or you might feel like you're behind or like you have a lot to learn before you can really start signing clients consistently. Today, I really want to dispel this myth and give you some clear guidance on what you actually do need. So I don't want to tell you not to have these things. For sure, have them if you want. If that's your jam, take it and run with it. I have a lot of those things, and some of my clients have some of those things, but if you feel like a deer in the headlights when you hear about it, or if you find having all of these items on this giant to-do list is really stopping you from actually taking much action or getting results in your business, I want to introduce you to another way to approach the idea of a funnel in your business right now. And this is one that you can take and implement now. All right, so let's get into this. I actually typically don't use the word funnel in my Mama to CEO program. I teach what I call the client pipeline. And I think that this is really the best way to think about your funnel. And actually, a lot of you probably already have this in one form or another in your business already. I like to use the word client pipeline to help you stay away from the overwhelm of all of that really complicated and fancy technology out there and all of the options. My philosophy of growing a business is all about keeping things super simple. So for me, it's absolutely essential to keep your client pipeline really simple as well. My basic client pipeline definition is this. First, there's how people find out about you. Like, where do they find you? How do they first learn about you? Then, how they're getting to know you and where that's happening for them to build that know, like, and trust factor with you. And finally, how you convert them into paying customers. Just these 3 really simple steps that you can implement and execute in thousands of different ways and combinations. I'm going to give you some real life client examples to help you see how this can look in a variety of different businesses. So one of my clients is a web developer. She has a multiple 6-figure business building websites. One way that new clients meet her is through this website where people can hire developers. They quickly get to know her through conversations and her profile and review there. And they decide to hire her based on that profile or the bids and conversations that she might put out for projects. I have another client who is a life coach. She's a 6-figure entrepreneur. She has a successful podcast that gets a lot of downloads, and people really find that organically through referrals and through Facebook ads. Listening to the podcast is how they get to know her, and her call to action on that podcast is to book a discovery call with her. So that's how she's converting them into clients. Another client is a graphic designer. She also has a 6-figure business. She is most commonly found by new clients on Pinterest who follow her Instagram to get to know her and her work more. And then she makes invitations regularly on her Instagram account through posts, stories, and her profile. And that's how people decide to work with her. Another client is a weight loss coach. She's new in her business, but things are taking off. She really enjoys making videos for TikTok, and a handful of them have gone viral, which is the most exciting thing for me to hear about ever. And this brings a really large audience to her. And from there, she invites them to book a discovery call with her and converts them to clients. Another one of my clients is building a thriving virtual assistant business just by referrals and relationships. She let people in her existing network know what she was offering, and they sent connections to her with a really strong positive recommendation, and then they hired her. One of my friends actually started her pipeline entirely in person. She went to networking events, nurtured friendships and connections, and converted people to become clients just through those personal conversations and referrals among that new network she built. And she actually got to 100K just doing that. I did the online version of that actually at the beginning of my business. I grew a large network by meeting people in Facebook groups. I had always met people online ever since I was pregnant with my first. I was in pregnancy message boards, meeting friends online that I'm still friends with now. So this was a really natural way for me to start growing my professional network online as well. People who liked me and wanted to get to know me better decided to join my Facebook group. And that's where they built that know, like, and trust with me, and then saw my invitations to book a discovery call and work with me. So as you can tell, the sky is the limit on how to create your client pipeline. This is a really diverse group of different ways to do that, and there's even more that I didn't even address here. At the beginning of your business, developing this pipeline is crucial. This is truly the work at the beginning of your business. What's the pipeline that works best for you and for your ideal clients? And once you have that defined, you'll have a really clear roadmap on how to grow your business further. This is why businesses are math. To increase the number of dollars at the end of that pipeline coming into your account, you have to have the right numbers coming in and going through each stage of that pipeline. I encourage you to assess each step in your pipeline to discover where you need to focus your attention and work to get the results you want. So many of my clients see a lack of clients or dollars coming in as a personal failure on their part. They think that they aren't good enough or that they'll never be able to have a successful business. And they're really over emotionally charging the business. They're forgetting it's truly just math. It's not personal, it's business. And business is math. There's typically 3 main problems that I see with the actual funnel. So if this is something that you're struggling with, listen for which one of these is you, and you'll know where your area to focus your work is going to be. So if you've got nothing coming through the funnel at all, you need to 10x, multiply by 10, the amount you put in at the beginning. I see this with people near the beginning of their business when the only people following them are friends and family, and they're putting out content and they're not getting any clients. They're getting likes and loves and you go girls from their friends and their mom. You need to seriously increase the number of people who are finding out about you. It's kind of like a wood chipper. If you're just putting in some tiny twigs, you're basically getting nothing out the back. You need lots of big logs to get that mulch flowing out the back end of the wood chipper. If you have a lot of people going through your funnel and not as much as you want coming out, you need to work on the actual pipeline in one of 2 ways. So first, if you're not getting any leads coming in, inquiring about working with you, you need to look at the invitations that you're making. You need to really shore up your marketing skills and how you are inviting them in, how you're selling the discovery call or interest form, whatever your process is. People know about you, but they aren't being compelled to take action because you aren't compelling them. In Mama to CEO, I give all of my marketing tools to really get into your client's head and create content that's super relevant and valuable to them. And then I'll show you how to balance that with the offers that they actually want to get. I often have people who come into the program, they watch that one training, and then they immediately book discovery calls same day. This actually happened like a week ago. I had 2 women come in around the same time. They both booked a bunch of discovery calls right off the bat, first day, because of that one training. So if that's your issue, that is the solution for you, really compelling them to take action and not just hang out and passively absorb what you're putting out there. And then if you are getting a lot of leads, but you aren't converting them into clients who are saying yes to paying to work with you, then you need to work on the sales conversion process. People are interested and they're actually a yes. And then something about how you're handling those leads is making them a no. So most of my clients, regardless of business, use a discovery call format to convert leads into clients. And in Mama to CEO, I teach a really simple process for running those calls really effectively. And that's going to address all the reasons that you might not be converting those calls. That's going to mean that you'll need less calls to make the money that you want to make because your conversion rate is going to increase. You're going to be getting more yeses per the number of calls you are doing. Okay, mamas, this is actually everything that you really need to know about funnels right now in your business. Keep it simple. And if you identified your problem in this episode and now have the area or areas that you need to work on to make more with your business, come join me over in Mama to CEO. I will help you with this. The solutions for all the problems with your client pipeline and how to grow it are actually just simple little tweaks that can get you results immediately. All right, mamas, I will be back here again next week. If you like this podcast, I want to invite you to coach with me over in my program, Mama to CEO. There's you, and there's the consistent income you want to make in your business, and I help you remove everything standing in between. It's lifetime access for mastering your marketing, sales, time, and everything else you need to have the business and life you really want. Whether it's making your first 1,000 or 100,000, I can help you do it. To join, go to mamatoceo.com, mamatoceo.com.